So the other day I was talking with one of the national accounts guys, and they made comments, "Hey Dave, love what you're doing, but man, I could really use a cargo version of SIS." And so we started talking. It's like there already is one. And it was like, what do you mean? I've never heard of the cargo version of SIS. So in today's podcast, what we want to focus on today is we're going to look at the SIS cargo version. And what you're going to find is that the cargo version is actually very similar to the regular SIS with a couple of little changes and a couple of additions to what the program does. So I'm going to transition the screen over here. Signing up is exactly the same. There is a drop-down menu, and I can click on that here. Show that is that there is right here where it says auto, change it to cargo. That's the only difference, that when you're signing up, just make sure you do that. Come back over here. So tidbit of useless knowledge here. Growing up, my family owned a small trucking company. We had a total of 4 semi-trucks and about 10 flatbed trailers. And so when I actually created Layman Trucking, I was kind of tongue-in-cheek. It's like, hey, yeah, I remember the days when changing oil as a teenager, kind of a first job. But signing in is exactly like the regular SIS program. We're just going to dive in here, and I'm just going to kind of a quick overview of what it looks like and what it does. So we're going to create a new RO. RO number is the same. There's still only 3 required fields to make this thing work: an RO number, a part number, and a quantity. After that, everything else is optional. So one of the things here, customer name field, actually is important to this because there's a report that links to this. The fleet ID, vehicle ID, and that is, so say for example, you're a shop that repairs big trucks. Whatever, you're working on big trucks, and you do a lot of work for Bubba Smith Trucking. So if you're Bubba Smith Trucking, or if you're that shop, you can actually pull up a report that shows all of the work you've done within a date range for Bubba Smith Trucking. If you're actually Bubba Smith Trucking and you have a particular vehicle that you're wanting to take a look at, so say for example a 2012 dump truck here, I can actually pull up this truck this was designed for a small dump truck company that we were working with at the time years ago, that they would pull in the truck and they would want to see everything that we've done with that truck. And if the cost of maintaining that truck is above a certain level, it might be time to trade that truck in and bring in a new one. Or if the repairs are not that bad, then you send it on its way. So, but it is, all of this stuff is part of the calculation that it takes to actually keeping the truck in gear. So instead of instead of an insurance company, it has a warranty company. So these are the big differences. So if I'm going to put a part on here, 15105-100. So Worth has these really cool battery connectors. 1510590. Search. And what makes these battery connectors really cool is that they don't have the emergency type ones that you lay the wire down into the channel and then you put the clamp on top of it. Those are notorious for corroding or wearing out or whatever. These are permanent battery connections where you have the battery. You drop in a solder slug, you heat it all up until the solder inside that is molten, and then you put the wire into that, and when that cools, it's all one piece, and then it eliminates a lot of the corrosion. And then you can always put a sleeve over that and heat that. Shrink wrap. Shrink wrap was what it was, not shrink wrap. Heat shrink. Heat shrink is follow that up. Now you're going to notice that this account has 0 pricing. The reason for that is that my demo account here is actually a discontinued customer number, and so the way that SIS manifests itself is it shows 0 cost. So that's the reason that's showing up. And then lastly, I need to add 2 of the battery slugs. Solder slugs. 2 of those. All right, so again, 2 of the connectors plus 2 solder slugs. There was a truck that needed to be, a dump truck that needed a battery repair. Save. Cool. So now if I was wanting to print that, click the chat box, click print. Just like in regular SIS, it will come up with, again, 0 cost, but that's it's understandable. Okay, cool. And there's my parts that I want to add to that. Now the differences here is that there is a parts usage report, and then what we did is we modified the parts usage report. I'll just go ahead and pull that up as a parts usage report. I want to see what we did today. Now this is not my first time of shooting this video. Go ahead and admit how many times it actually takes me to make one of these videos. It's pretty bad. But, you know, I've been done this a few times here. And that is everything that was used in that day. And so what we've done is that we have repairs by customer. So if I wanted to pull up for a date range, I want to go from January 1st all the way through December 31st for a year. And I want to be able to see what I did for Bubba Smith Trucking. I could do that. The other one is the fleet vehicle ID. Like I was saying earlier, I want to pull up dump truck number 2012, and I want to do the extended here, so it's going to show my cost and my sale. That's the reason that it's on there. That's the difference between a standard SIS account and the cargo version of SIS. Now we're going to have that. We're not done with this. So as we develop, as this program changes, as it continues to improve, we're going to be really focusing on the cargo, and it really depends on what the cargo customers come back with. It's like, hey man, I really wish the program did this, or I really wish the program did that. Then we're really going to be looking into making sure that they're listened to. Guys, I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time just to watch a quick video on this new cargo version. Well, I can't say it's a new version. It's been around for a while. And this cargo version brings a lot of flexibility to our brothers and sisters that work in the cargo division, and not only just collision works, because SIS is really designed to be more than just a collision works tool. It's actually designed for a lot bigger uses across the board for all of the Worth customers to use and make money with, and to control their inventories. And that is where we are. Guys, again, thank you for joining us for this edition of the podcast. Now, we are still needing the guests that I was talking about in previous ones, where we were talking about we're wanting to make this channel a little bit bigger. We're wanting to start focusing on, just instead of just okay, here's what button you need to press to make the program work, or here's this feature that we've got, or here's this, here's that. We want to bring in some folks, some outside folks that actually use this program, or just use Worth in general, that want to, to bring some focus to their own shops. So that's what we're kind of focusing on with this podcast. I want to say thank you. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you soon. Be well, guys.